I'm trying to improve my completion percentage by finishing games I either never platinumed or never 100%ed. I already made some great progress getting to over 75% during the last video, so my next goal is to reach 80%. And to get there, I picked 4 banger games to clean up, some that I played recently and some that I hadn't touched in almost 10 years. Starting with the game that was at the very bottom of my trophy list, GTA 4. I got the platinum for this game after 13 years during my GTA challenge video, but I didn't have time to do the DLCs back then and was now going to clean that up. There's 2 DLCs and I knew that the Ballad of Gay Tony had a really tough and probably hardest trophy in all of GTA 4, the Gold Star trophy for getting 100% on all 27 missions. I started with the Lost and Damned first. There's only 5 trophies for this DLC about a biker gang where we play as Johnny, the vice president of the Lost motorcycle gang. Some real tough guy brother stuff. I got the first trophy after retrieving the president's bike from the rival gang Angels of Death. And to my surprise, the game basically tells a part of the main story again, but from a different perspective. Because a lot of characters made an appearance, including Nico Bellic. I got another trophy for eventually becoming the president and leader of the Lost MC after we rat the leader Billy Boy out. However, this game wasn't just a walk in the park because it felt a lot harder than it should have been. I don't know why, but I died so much quicker here. Maybe it was because a few new weapons were added and I didn't know how to play around them, or that the mission design was tougher, but it resulted in a lot more frustrating moments than I was hoping for. We also see Mr. Gay Tony, Luis, and Nico from the main story that I suspected would be playable characters in the Gay Tony DLC from his perspective. I like Johnny, the gang, and the story, but after only a couple hours, I'd done a Schofield prison break to execute the leader Billy and then burned down our clubhouse to pop the trophy. Only 2 miscellaneous trophies left before heading into the DLC I was more excited for, but these trophies were super simple. I needed to get 2 fellow brothers to max toughness, and since I called for their backup throughout the story, I only needed to do another 4 gang wars with them. You know, those same things we saw in San Andreas. The other trophy was for knocking 69 bikers off their bike with a bat. Of course, it's 69, but this took a couple seconds to set up properly, but after finding just the right angle, I could easily farm that to get the trophy to finish the Lost and Damned DLC. A fun little story, but the Ballad of Gay Tony always seemed more exciting. This was about, well, Gay Tony and his trusty sidekick Louise and their adventures in the nightlife of Liberty City. However, the trophies had a big twist from the last DLC, as there were not only more miscellaneous trophies, but also the trophy I dreaded the most when starting all of GTA 4, the Gold Star trophy that requires me to get 100% in all 27 missions. It's basically the same as the gold medals from GTA 5 or Red Dead 2, but this being an old PS3 game in that I wasn't looking forward to it. However, after completing the first mission, this happened. Oh shit. Gold Star first attempt. Let's go, dude. The next mission, however, quickly proved why this trophy was so difficult. I needed to do golfing, shooting, and driving all perfectly quickly, but at the end of the mission, I would fail by a lot. So I would now play through the story, trying to play missions as best as I could, but would only unlock replay after beating the story. I was trying to beat the missions with as little damage taken as possible, being really accurate and focusing on headshots, but I was barely getting any requirements done. It was cool that we saw this mission again from yet another perspective, just like I thought. It was interesting to see what everyone's goal behind it was, but I think I wouldn't have minded a completely separate story either. Along with the colorful UI, this DLC also introduced more activities like parachute jumps, and after doing the first one, I had free fallen for a long enough time to pop the trophy. Oh, what? Okay, W first trophy. What? This museum mission also returned for a third perspective, except Luis's one was kinda uneventful as he just flies in, snatches the diamonds and flies out. I did shoot some choppers to flee the cops and even got a trophy for doing that. The 3 perspective thing made me realize they actually tried the GTA 5 3 playable characters in one story here as well, but simply couldn't pull it off, so they went with the separate stories in DLC format. It was something I never realized but made so much sense. Eventually, more drug buster nightlife crime wars between Tony and Russians happen, and I have to shoot my way out of the nightclub. But that wasn't easy. Where do you fucking want me to go? I can't shoot from inside and there's no cover outside. Fucking joke of a game, another gold star, infinitely impossible. I'm so tired of this fucking dead gameplay, bro. I am so done with this entire stupid outdated system, gameplay, graphics, frame rate, everything. Fuck me, dude. All over again. Another 100 enemies to shoot. Actually, what the fuck do you want me to do? Genuinely, what the fuck do you want me to do, bro? I managed to shoot my way out, but was unsure if I could ever do that for a 100% gold star. But before I could worry about that, I finished the story by doing another terribly difficult mission to take down the dirty bugger Bulgarin and conclude the story. This flipping gold star trophy is going to piss me off so much. Before I started working on the gold star trophy, I wanted to clean up the other ones first, like the 25 gang wars and 15 base jumps. So I did a whole bunch of them all over the map before getting bored and trying to play some golf and hit the pole 4 times. It wasn't too bad and also great practice for the mission that involved this later. Then I quickly danced in both nightclubs to move like Jagger for a surprisingly long but fun minigame. I did a few more gang wars and base jumps before the repetitiveness bored my mind again, and I attempted the LC Cage trophy. Here I had to defeat 16 enemies across 6 rounds, but with the horrific melee combat in this game, this again was not easy. The first 2 rounds weren't hard, but after that the enemies had weapons and attacked super fast. I tried to dodge it, but it was so hard that I died countless times and it was beyond frustrating to play. It took me several attempts to even make it to the 5th round. Yes. Give me that. Why did it give it me? I'm gonna die. How is it just fucking done that? How has it just fucking done that, bro? Dead. There's Jerry from Finance, what the hell? No, not by Jerry, please, man. Just keep going. Oh, jeez, bro. Then, because I knew there was a mission that involved this as well, I did that one right after. It again took me a few attempts because I kept screwing up, definitely a skill issue, won't deny, but managed to get that sometime later to knock out one of the gold stars. Before starting the rest of those, I finished the gang wars for a trophy and then did the final base jumps as well. But now it was time for the hardest part of the entire GTA 4 trophy list. The 100% gold stars, and after playing through the story, I had only gotten 3 100% and thus still had a lot of work to do. The first mission I did included accuracy, speed, health, and golf, because every mission is different and has specific requirements. Luckily, they didn't have to be done in one single run, and so I got the golf swings first try and then focused on accuracy, speed, and health individually. It took me 4 attempts, but got there at the end, knocking 1 out each time. I then missed out on a speed requirement by 2 seconds on this helicopter mission, which ended up costing me another 30 minutes of replaying because I just couldn't get it. Knocking these missions out one by one wasn't easy or fun, and it took me several attempts on each. Speed was always the most difficult due to often needing a heli instead of a car to even come close to making it. But as difficult as some were, others not so much. Surely that's good. That's like as perfect as it can. Look at that. I didn't even try for half of them and I got 100%. Let's go. And that started happening more than I ever expected. I was getting them first try without trying and it made things go super quick. I prepared better for each mission and understood exactly what was needed, and that really helped. All the way up until the last 2 missions of the story that I already struggled on normally. On the first attempt of the penultimate mission, I got all but the accuracy somehow, but that was actually a really hard requirement. It was again awful, and I had to do it numerous times with different strats without anything working. And there were so many enemies and I just couldn't finish them cleanly whatever I tried until I somehow pulled it off. Then the last mission, which was a really long one with a ton of enemies. I again hated it with how tough it was. The speed, accuracy, and health were a real struggle, including the most random, unpredictable stuff. I can't put into words how much I hate this game by now. After my mom had wished me goodnight and left the room, I finished the mission and got the trophy for getting 80% in all missions, with only accuracy remaining. So on the next attempt, I made sure to make every bullet count. Nothing went wasted, aiming for the heads and taking it real slow. All the way until I jumped out of the plane, hoping I had done it. Please, please, tell me I'm done. Please, please tell me I'm done. Inshallah, Habibis. Yes! Give it. Give it. Give it. Yes! Yes! I always say it, but I'm done. And I am so happy to be done. I have played too much GTA for my liking. I am not touching GTA until 6 comes out. I am over it. I am over it. Oh, I'm just glad to be done. I'm just glad to be done. Not touching GTA until 6 comes out wasn't exactly true, as I went straight into GTA 5 to pop a couple of the easy DLC trophies in the director mode to get my GTA list in order and never touch any of those again. Unless the demand for 100% GTA 5 is high enough, which I hope it isn't, as that's probably far worse than GTA 4, so I don't know if I ever want to do that, but please don't make me. The next game I wanted to 100% was a really easy one with Monopoly. I played this quite a few times back in 2017, playing this with my brother at night for pure good vibes. I'd collected all but 2 simple trophies for winning a 6-player game and collecting rent on the first turn. I could knock both out in one game if I got lucky, so I threw the dice for good luck. I had to buy a property and then have another player land on it, but simply by buying everything and auctioning the other players' properties ensured that I got the rent quickly. But no trophy. I waited until I had gone round the entire board, but it still didn't pop, and only then did I realize it meant on the actual first turn. So I bankrupt all the other players to get the other trophy for winning a 6-man game and got that first. I actually like this version of Monopoly more than the IRL board game because there's no loose buildings, cards and money cheaters that annoy me during the 4-hour session. But I replayed until I got rent on my first round, and with some good luck on my side, managed to get that trophy nice and quickly. Another super easy 100% added to the list, and I moved straight onto a more exciting game to clean up. Marvel's Spider-Man 2, the game that I like to say I worked on during my time at PlayStation. No, I didn't do fuck all except post a couple tweets and Instagram pics on the PlayStation channels, but I did get a close-up view of the build-up to release and all the other cool aspects that come with launching a huge first-party PlayStation game. I originally platinumed the game at launch and really enjoyed it. Maybe they could have added a few more things to differentiate it from the original, but it was a cool, fun Spider-Man story. This time, however, I needed to replay the entire game for just one trophy, New Game Plus, because unfortunately, unlike the previous game, no new story or Venom DLCs were released. After the sick opening boss fight, however, my opinion started to shift quickly from what I remembered about the game. Firstly, the graphics looked good, but not as insane as I thought. There were some cool looking suits and upgrades, but nothing really exciting. Also, because I couldn't upgrade anything unless I did some open world activities that I simply ignored because I just focused on the story. Which was good, but also very friendly. Everything and everyone was way too nice and goofy with some cheesy, corny dialogue. I don't know exactly what it is, but it needed to be more aggressive or dark. Really, the only 2 superheroes I like are Batman and Spider-Man. Batman is always dark and serious, but Spider-Man has too much goofy stuff going on that really did not click with me in this game. As I skipped all the minigame puzzles and made my way further, I also noticed a few minor bugs that I also didn't expect to see this late on in an Insomniac game. All things combined, this game never hooked me, I never had the urge to play it, and I was never engaged with the story. Sure, my disappointments were definitely lessened when Venom comes into play because damn does he make things so much more interesting. I enjoyed the second half of this game so much more because of it, but the earlier stuff still left a bad taste in my mouth. I kinda forgot the details of how the story ended, so this was a nice way to relive it, and after taking down Venom and healing the world, I got the NG Plus trophy and watched the 2 final end of credit scenes to get me excited about a potential Spider-Man 3 game. For this last game, it was finally time to pop another plat with the Plants vs Zombies Garden Warfare game that I originally played back in December of 2014, probably when it came free to PlayStation Plus or something. I'd logged in 19 hours into the game and I hadn't played it in 9 years, but the reason I chose this is because I want to knock out as many online games as I can before the servers inevitably shut down. I was already rank 20 and needed to reach level 50 for a trophy, including a whole bunch of other miscellaneous stuff and of course the DLC. I was a little overwhelmed at the start with the amount of things to keep track of, so I just searched for a game to get a feeling. To my surprise, I found one instantly and didn't expect that on such an old game, but this wouldn't always be the case. I tried getting some kills and going for certain trophies, but I kinda sucked really bad. The main trophies that were going to take a while were for reaching level 50, leveling all characters, and winning 25 times on 2 different game modes. After getting a little more familiar with the game, I worked on getting 10 kills whilst riding the jackhammer with the engineer class, and after barely surviving each fight, I managed to pull it off. Nice! Nice! 1 hour in and we finally popped the first trophy. Still confused, I headed out of multiplayer and into Garden Ops, where a few other trophies take place. This mode is basically like zombies, where you hold off 10 waves of, well, zombies. I managed to get 10 snare kills here and would have to beat this on crazy difficulty later, although I wasn't sure if I could do that solo. So whilst looking for some friends to help me out, I went back to multiplayer and popped a trophy for playing the objective, which my teenage ass apparently never did 10 years ago. Then, after getting a hole-in-one trophy for just being there, I started working on getting kills with the Corn Strike ability. All I needed was 10 kills, so slowly each game I would manage to get 1 or 2 until I eventually got 10. This was a relatively easy miscellaneous trophy, but there would be a few that I would struggle with quite a bit. Later that same night, it had now reached 1 AM, and that's when the servers had become completely dead, which was both a problem for the trophies, but also because I simply wanted to keep playing. I kid you not, this was some of the most fun I'd had in a shooter game in a while. It was such simple, brain-dead, chaotic fun that I had a blast with. Although balance and abilities were all over the place, it was fun and easy, so it sucked that I had to stop. And because I wanted to get all my trophies legit and avoid boosting them like some other people do, this was going to be very hard. Although it wasn't as painful as when I was doing a trophy list review stream and finally revealed my 12 hidden trophies to nuke my completion percentage. Oh my god, I've popped like 280 unearned trophies. Oh my god, bro. 280. I was sub 2700 for the first time. We are so cooked. How much did you drop? I dropped exactly 2%, but I also lost or gained like 280 unearned trophies. The percentage I worked so hard to get up got tanked, and we're gonna have to grind ourselves all the way back up. But at least it means that this series isn't ending anytime soon, as I now have a lot more games to play, so like and subscribe to keep that going. The next day the lobbies were half empty again, but this was actually a positive this time, as it meant games wouldn't end super quick and I could work on getting 10 kills with the Gatling gun in 1 round. After picking off 10 of them, I got the trophy. I got a few other trophies after that, whilst getting more and more frustrated by the amount of things that could one-shot me, from chompers to these flipping beam bombs and snipers. Bro, it was chaotic and annoying, but honestly kinda still enjoyable. But then I had asked a few lovely subscribers if they could help me out with the Garden Ops crazy difficulty, and Liam, Duck and Pino had offered to help out. I popped a trophy for planting 3 specific plants and then made my way up to a platform where we could kinda cheese our way to the end. I managed to kill the Gargantuar boss zombie as well for a trophy before making our way to the evac zone at the end.
Now there is one thing I need to say. This part of the game is kind of glitched. If one of us dies, it might count as like a failed extraction.
Oh shit. Well, I'm already basically down. We're all gonna die, bro.
I'll just plan.
This is the part I hate.
I'm just trying to survive at this point, bro. God.
Okay.
I can use a self-revive.
Wait.
We'll see. We failed to escape, bro.
The trophy can still like unlock though.
What?
Let's just wait.
No way. That didn't count, bro. No way.
That's the issue with this trophy, yeah.
Thankfully, on our second attempt, we were a bit more prepared. Oh, we're chilling, bro. We got this. Easy. No way it doesn't pop now.
I was 8 HP. That was crazy.
All plans escape. Surely we got it. I got it.
Yeah, I got it.
Beautiful. Very nice, very nice. With the squad still together, we went into the Dead DLC game mode with Gnomes. We were forced to boost this since there was literally no one else playing this apart from one random 13-year-old that occasionally joined our lobby, but I got a lot of easy trophies here for simply playing the game. Before, I accidentally on purpose did a trick shot for a trophy I struggled to get naturally.
Dude, you don't need to jump in the air, just like stand still.
I know, I wanted to flex on it a little bit, but it has such a delay.
It's boosting the trophy.
He wanted that 360 edit from.
Fucker riding a pussy.
Over an hour and a half of grinding out 15 wins later, I managed to finally pop that trophy and complete the DLC, apart from 2 trophies that I'd save for later. So shout out to the goats that helped out. They didn't disappear just yet, as after I popped the penultimate DLC trophy for spawning certain zombies, they helped me out to destroy and let me build teleporters and turrets. I also managed to get 10 kills with the ZPG launcher on plants and pots that way, thanks to a little bit of their help. After we kissed each other goodnight, it wouldn't be the last time I would need their help, but that's for later. As I didn't want to boost any more trophies since that defeats the purpose of a platinum trophy, I went and tried to get some of the 25 Vanquish game mode wins, but it was so dead. I could literally never find a server even at peak times and might have to bring the boosters back in. So back in the other game mode, I got a trophy that I'd been struggling with for so long, which was the 5 sprint tackle kills in 1 round trophy. But then miraculously found the 1 weekly Vanquish game to not only win it, but also pop a trophy for being the best healer 5 times. I'd now played with each plant enough to reach level 5 on all of them, but with me unable to find any Vanquish mode rounds, I was forced to call upon my boosting squad once again. I used my PS4 across the room as another player, and whilst farming out these agonizingly slow wins, I made sure to be efficient by also killing each character 100 times. Starting with killing the zombies, doing that each time took forever, but there was no way around it. Thanks to my minions, after a couple hours I got that out of the way, and would repeat that from the other side while still getting these wins. The other side for some reason took much longer, and I was starting to think it was either glitched or broken because it took forever. But as always, after way too long, I finally got it. Oh, I got it! Finally!
Less.
Dude. Over the past few hours, I had only accumulated a few wins because of how slow it was. And because we were playing the classic Team Vanquish version, which isn't named in the trophy description, I was told that these wins may not count towards the trophy, and all of these hours had been for nothing. It stressed me out like crazy, not knowing how many wins I was on or if they had even counted. Then, since this was the last game of the night, I was scared for this trophy to never pop.
Hopefully the fucking trophy pops now, man.
I hope so too.
Oh my god, it did pop! Yes! No way! No way! Let's go! Let's go!
Fucking
Oh my
actually,
god,
genuinely.
dude, what an emotional rollercoaster, bro! Yes! Yes!
Let's go, man.
Later, I started switching teams for a whole round to build and then destroy some zombot turrets, and that method worked like a charm. And at the end of that round, had managed to also win that mode 25 times. That meant I had just 4 trophies remaining. I quickly leveled up all the zombies to level 5, but also needed to reach level 10 with any character whilst also still having 16 levels remaining to level 50. These 2 max rank trophies were going to take the longest, but I would farm some of these challenge type levels by also killing 500 pirate zombies for the last DLC trophy. Now, I could pay for some packs and unlock skip stars to get to level 10 and 50 within minutes, but my YouTube budget ain't that high and I'm not like certain others, so I am grinding it out legitimately. To level up, you need to complete these mini challenges that are sometimes really easy and sometimes really hard. I used my PS4 across the room to complete some of these that were farmable, others I just had to play normal matches for, but it took so much longer than I ever thought. It was a huge grind and I had to resist the urge to buy these stars. Luckily, my PS4 boosting method saved me the awkward challenges and I still received some stars from regular packs, and so I grinded out all the way to level 9 on the pea shooter and level 49 overall to have just one challenge remaining for getting the first kill in a round. I wanted to do it in a legit lobby but struggled, so I tried it in a dead lobby before any randoms would join. Go away, this should count. I resisted the urge to buy any challenge stars. Oh, there I am. Ah, please. Why? Let's go. I don't know why I didn't count, bro. I did it. What a chaotic and fun platinum. Shame about the boosting. Wish I could have played it during his prime, but W cleanup. Very, very fun cleanup. Another 4 games 100%ed, and I've already upped my completion percentage as a result. We're not at the desired 80% yet though, so let me know which games I should clean up next, and if you want to see me 100% games without a platinum, then you should check out this banger. And that's it. See ya!